Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video sponsored by Trent Johnson State Farm. TrentIsMyAgent.com. Thanks to all of you and thanks to all of our other sponsors as well. And this is kind of a special Sunday edition as we all go back to kind of a more typical routine, a pre-holiday routine once more. The kids all headed back to school and a lot of us all headed back to work as well. So I want to get you prepared for the weather in the coming weeks. Now we got a little clipper that's going to pass through on Tuesday. Now that could bring a few spotty rain showers or drizzle around mainly during the evening or late afternoon hours, but that's the only rainfall that we've got in this forecast until we get to Thursday. But the main theme is warmer and wetter weather ahead, and yes, even some thunder in this forecast by the end of the week. And then 2 periods of bitterly cold weather. We've got one after the midpoint of January, albeit brief, but we may have some snow or ice that precedes it or during it, and then we may have another round of snow ice very into January, early February, with that batch of much colder weather as well. And we still have another good shot at getting temperatures back below zero. Today, just some high mid-level clouds kind of streaming in generally from the west and the northwest, and those are going to tend to increase somewhat during the day, making that sky kind of milky or grayish in color as they come in from the west, and clouds will tend to thicken up somewhat tonight as well. We can see that here on our NDOT cams from Interstate 65 and Highway 114 to the Prophetstown exit on 65. Some of the clouds dimming that sun away with warmer temperatures today that are running from around 30 at Logansport to 36 at the Purdue Airport and 39 at Covington. That batch of clouds to now into part of tonight pulls through. A lot of sunshine tomorrow. Some more clouds come in tomorrow night, and we'll have more clouds coming in on Tuesday. These lower clouds coming in Tuesday, late afternoon, evening, again, could produce a few of these bits of drizzle or a few little spotty showers. We'll call it about 25 to 30% coverage of a few of these little showers around. Then behind that front, it does get a little cooler Wednesday. The winds will go back to the northwest, but then that front goes back north as a warm front. Rainfall begins to come in on Thursday afternoon, and it could be quite heavy at times come Thursday night, even a couple thunderstorms embedded in that rain, and still some rainfall off and on Friday night, and into early Saturday morning. It's much more spotty on Saturday itself, but overall warmer weather, a couple thunderstorms at times with these periods of rainfall, and it's quite possible that there could be some severe weather nearby that I'll get into here in just a second. But look at this. Look at the much colder air coming in after the midpoint of January, like a knife coming in from the northwest. Right here, the blue and the pinks and the purples. See how mild it is? And then this knife of much colder air since temperatures way below normal as far south as the Yucatan and Cuba. So given that and some snowpack that may be around, we could have lows dropping back below zero. But at least before all of that happens past the midpoint of January, it is much warmer. And with that warmer air, there's the risk of some severe weather. Now, what we're doing here, this is taking the SIPS analog data out of St. Louis University, and it's showing us the probability of 5 severe weather reports within 110 kilometers of each other. So what I'm looking here is at where's the concentrated severe weather risk going to be? The best chance of like a slight risk kind of scenario evolving. This would be southwest Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, maybe down to Dallas towards Thursday into Thursday night. We get to Friday though, a much larger area though of this. This is southern Indiana all the way down to the Gulf Coast. So there may be a concentrated area, a pretty broad area of slight risk for severe here. Now for us, the big question is, can we get marginal risk for severe up into our area? It all depends on how unstable it may get, how much the cold pocket with the storm system back here overlays the warmer air. If it kind of overlays it a little bit, we got a better shot of perhaps getting marginal risk into part of or all of our area. We'll keep a close eye on that. The best match right now for Friday in terms of all the parameters coming together is an event we had in 2008, January 11, 2008, and you can see what that particular event did. It brought quite a few tornadoes, wind and hail down here to the southern U.S. Not saying it's going to be as bad as this, but via the analog analysis, that's what popped up where it matched the current parameters the best, and it brought some severe weather as far north as southern Indiana. So something to watch, something to think of. Better risk as you go down towards Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Indiana, Alabama, Arkansas. For us, maybe we end up with isolated severe or marginal risk. And then we go from a milder pattern overall, even after those showers and a few storms, that rainfall and a few storms that may be soaking, it's still not overly cold. But it does get overly cold after that midpoint of January. Watch the cold coming in. So it's gathering over Alaska with a cross-polar flow briefly. Watch the pink up here in Alaska. I'll let this loop through right there, and then it knife down into the central and eastern U.S. That's the cold air that will be coming in right here. Now there will be another piece of much colder air that comes in. My thinking is at the very end of January and early February. And each one of these, like I said, may have a snow or icing situation like this that we will have to watch. So it's not like we're going to, winter's over and we really don't have to worry about much snow of anything, or we don't have to worry about any colder snow until, say, late February. Nothing like that. There's still much more to get through, but it should be just fine to go back to school. Note the low temperatures on tomorrow morning. 27 Lafayette, 27 Fowler, mid-20s Wheatfield. Headed back to school in Rockville and Cayuga, upper 20s to around 30. Mid-20s Logansport, Peru, Kokomo, and Tipton. And remember that sunrise at 8:10 in the morning. With 43 at lunchtime and 48 as the kids are headed home, the wind picking up from the southwest and a good amount of sunshine as well. But look at the highs. Now they're going to vary somewhat over the area, but 42 at Rochester to 51 at Cayuga, upper 40s Pine Village, Fowler, mid 40s at Frankfort. But the wind will be really kicking up during the afternoon. Note that wind gusting 25 to 32 miles an hour. Then we look at Tuesday, so we see increasing clouds, then low clouds in the evening and a few spits of rain here and there, but a high of 52, not bad, but a windy day. Winds strong out of the southwest after a pretty mild morning. Temperatures only running in the 30s, a high of 57 at Cayuga. 56 at Covington, there's the 52 Lafayette, 48 Monticello, cooler in the north, mid-40s Rochester, near 50 Kokomo and Tipton, then about 50 Remington, about 51 at Kentland. Certainly bigger rainfall is later on in the week, so after it's a little cooler but kind of breezy from the northwest Wednesday, we're up to 58 Thursday as the wind turns back to the south with rain coming in the afternoon and into the evening. Rain could be fairly heavy at times Thursday night, Friday morning, and even into Friday. Off and on rain. A few thunderstorms are possible. 59, a low of only 54 on Thursday night, and then some showers gradually tapering and becoming much more spotty on Saturday. Now, a high of 50, but that's going to be early in the day. By afternoon, temperatures are likely hovering around 40 degrees at that point. Down to 31 on Saturday night, 39 next Sunday. Just a couple little spotty showers or a couple flurries. And then after that, it's still not that bad. We're in the 30s Monday, a week from this Monday. Then 2 days at 40 degrees. Before we see the bottom really start to fall out and we increase our odds of getting some snow and some ice after January 15th or 16th.